What's up, everybody? It's Dr. Laura Pence here with Understanding Your Greatest Self. All right, so we're talking about why people get stuck, how they get stuck, and how to get out of it, right? Stuck in relationships, stuck in negative thinking patterns, stuck in unhealthy behaviors, stuck in not great careers. There are lots of places we can get stuck, but it's important to understand how we get stuck, why we get stuck, and then how to get out of it. So today we're going to talk about 3 negative thinking patterns that can actually keep you stuck in something once you're there and make it difficult for you to get out, okay? So for those of you psych majors that are listening, these are 3 cognitive distortions, okay, that you've probably learned about, probably heard about, but I'm going to dive deeper. Ooh, I kind of did like a cross. But I'm going to dive deeper into it as it relates to how you might get stuck, okay? So the first negative thinking pattern or cognitive distortion is what we call filtering. And filtering is basically when we filter out the positive, but let all the negative drip in, right? So like imagine a pasta colander and you put like a whole bunch of compliments in there and like a few not so great, maybe points of criticism. And it's that points of criticism that you're going to focus on and spend a lot of time with. So one of the ways that this can keep you stuck is that when you're only focusing on the negative, you can feel sort of drowned and flooded by that negative energy, which immobilizes you. Now, a lot of you out there might be thinking, well, the more negative that things become, the more you're going to want to get out of something. Yeah, but not really sometimes. I mean, maybe, but it makes it really difficult for us to actually move when we feel so weighted down by the negative, right? So filtering, if that's something you're engaging in and you're feeling stuck, I want you to really think about how that filtering could be contributing to you feeling really stuck, okay? And here's an example of that. Let's say you're struggling with alcohol, right? And you want to really get out of drinking and you want to not drink anymore, but you're feeling really stuck. Well, let's say you've got 10 friends and 8 of them are super supportive and they're like, dude, you can get sober. I know you can do it. But then you've got 2 friends that are like, dude, I don't know, man. You've just always been a drinker. Like maybe that's just who you are, right? You're going to filter those messages in, and that's going to make it difficult for you to change, okay? Rather than think about the other 8 people that were like, dude, get sober. All right, so I want you to think about filtering, okay? So the next one is discounting the positive. Now, it's very similar to filtering in the sense that basically you are discounting the positive affirmations or positive accolades or positive comments or positive experiences that could contribute to you getting unstuck, okay? You're just not spending time on them, you're not reflecting them, and you're not breathing them in as a part of you, right? So, for example, let's say you're in a not great career, or you're in a career that's great, but you really hate being there and you'd rather be somewhere else, okay? And you've gotten a lot of compliments around that you could move up in the career, or you could get a new job. Like, hey, Jody, you have done so well right here. Have you ever thought about moving over to the agency over there? Like they've got a little bit of a better package that you might like, right? So if you're disqualifying the positive, you're just going to write that off. You're just going to, again, sort of filter in the negative and write off the positive, and that's going to keep you stuck, okay? And the third way is overgeneralizing. And overgeneralizing is basically exactly what it sounds like. It's when you overgeneralize something. And often the way that this contributes to being stuck is when you overgeneralize your current capacity for change, right? So let's say it's difficult to get unstuck. Well, then you might overgeneralize and begin to give yourself the message and send yourself, the belief that you can't change at all because it's just difficult, right? So you're overgeneralizing, okay? The last way that people can get stuck and the negative thinking pattern that goes along with this, and this is not a cognitive distortion, but it's something I call iffing on themselves. And iffing on yourself is basically when you spend your time in the excuses instead of asking yourself the why. So if only I had gotten that raise, then I would be moving up in the company. Instead of, why didn't I get that raise? And what do I need to do next time to get it, right? If only I had, let's think about one in relationships. If only I had told him that that I wasn't happy, then I could have gotten out. But I just didn't, so I'm in this relationship. Well, why didn't I tell him that I wasn't happy, right? So stop ifing on yourself and and start to ask yourself why. Why aren't you doing things, right? Ifing will keep you stuck. Asking yourself why will help you gain momentum to move forward, okay? Okay, join us for our next episode. In our next episode, we're going to talk about the stories that you have about yourself that keep you stuck. Make sure you hit on that subscribe button. Click on those thumbs up. I'll see you next time. Okay, so join us for our next episode because we're going to talk. Sorry. Okay.
What's an episode?
I haven't figured it out yet.